Good morning, everybody, and a very warm welcome indeed here from Hangar 61. It is Judgment Day in Bristol. The final two events of the JDC Advanced Tour. And, of course, we've got the Girls Tour, Girls Series going on, which will feature the final later on. But the top 32 will remain, by the ones who were aged out, of course. And I will keep you up to speed with all the movers and shakers throughout the morning, throughout the afternoon, who's going to be breaking into the top 32 and who's under threat. After 18 events, the league table doesn't lie. And after 20 events, it certainly doesn't lie. So when you talk about England places as well, that looks pretty much cemented in, doesn't it? But you never know. We've got the four that's been there pretty much throughout. First match is about to get underway. Max Young against Oliver Haffen. Just finishing their practice routines. Two calm and collected youngsters ready to put on a show for everybody on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you very much for joining us. Remember to subscribe and like. And I hope you enjoy this Super Sunday. Remember, it's event 19 concludes. We go straight into event 20. We have about 2 minutes turnaround, and then we have a round of 64 match. We said pray for Carl's voice. It's holding up all right. What do you think? Oliver Haffen, one of the Northeast boys who I know really well. Real nice lad. I haven't really seen much of Max Young over the course of the 18 events, so this will be a welcome bit of exposure for the youngster from north of the border. I know, speaking to Mitchell Lorry, when I was asking about Max, and he said a very solid player. Rarely throws in a shocker, shall we say, in terms of averages. So Oliver is going to have to work hard to get the result. And judging by his practice stats, I know if we never go off our practice stats, but he's firing on all cylinders. You usually have about 4 round of 64 matches, a couple of round of 32s. Round of 16, we generally get 2 matches in, a quarter final. We've had a couple of 2 semi-finals, which has been a bonus over the Super Saturday yesterday. And then, of course, the finale. Congratulations to Mitchell Lorry, cementing his place as JDC Advanced Tour #1 to go alongside of all of his other accolades recently. JDC World Champion, proving he rules the roost over the course of the Advanced Tour. It was 8 out of 16 events that he won. And then he went and won both yesterday. So 10 from 18. Not bad going, young'un. Congratulations also to Scotland, who won last night, or early hours of the morning, against Haiti, is it? Nearly said Hartlepool. I'm just wondering, is this match started or is the scoreboard not kicked off? I'll have to get on to Robbie Young. Bear with me, folks. This is live TV. Nattering away to myself and obviously for your entertainment. Spot on, mate. Welcome back, folks. Robbie Long to the rescue. My telecommunications advisor, tournament director, and also admin is what he's most famous for. Oh, thank you very much, Robbie. You do a fantastic job, and we're underway here in Bristol on Judgment Day. The smooth and silk Oliver Haffen gets us underway, and a two-treble visit with his second throw at the board shows his statement of intent early. And as we say, we haven't seen a lot of Max Young, so it'll be interesting to see how he performs on the stream board. Oliver's played a few years on the tour, got a lot of experience, and just speaking to him prior to realising that he was on first on the stream board, he's got his family down to support him this weekend. And what's his last weekend on the tour? I'll give you the list of names that are going to be departing us due to the age restrictions. And I got it wrong a bit yesterday, so I'll just give you an update on the top 32. As it stands, it's going to be the top 32. You've got to be in the top 32. Brilliant 180 there from Max Young. And when Oliver Haffen started off so brightly in the leg, Max Young has wrestled the advantage of throw unless Oliver Haffen can get a two-treble visit here. Brilliant first start, wasn't it, from Oliver in reply? Yeah, so in my head, I was thinking the top 32, but then you take the asterisks away that Jamie kindly gave us of the JDC, and then you work backwards with the 8 players. So if you were outside the top 32, but within the 8 players where you're able to play next year, then you'll be okay. But apparently it is the top 32, and they're going to create more spaces for maybe Q School and things like that. So that's an added bonus for people that are going to be going there. And obviously the players that are going to miss out are going to have that opportunity as well. So all to play for on a busy Sunday in Bristol. Max takes the opening leg and a 88 average. I said he was playing well in practice, didn't I? And he's carried it out with a maximum against the throw. Like we say, the body language of our players. Oliver looking calm as you like, isn't he? Despite losing that opening leg. It's a free pop at it today, isn't he? Knowing that he's going off the tour. I said for him to enjoy himself and take what he's learned from the JDC experience, which all the players will do, and it's a head start on players that are not able to do the JDC Advanced Tour or the Foundation Tour, because it really is brilliant grounding, isn't it, for senior darts. We've already seen the impact of the top players on the Advanced Tour, the likes of Archie Self, who's won a Modus weekend, or Modus week, shall we say. Blitzed the field, didn't he, a few weeks back down in Pompey. We've seen Kaya Basel do fantastically well. And of course, we've got to mention Weesox, haven't we? He's winning everything in the men's game, as well as the youth. WDF men's number 1. Won 3 out of the 4 tournaments he played in Denmark. What a lovely country Denmark is. Skål to all you Danish fans out there. And they'll be dancing on the streets of Tivoli Gardens if we get a 9 darter today. I will as well. So to double his advantage, Max needs double 19. Will he go directly for it? He looks like he's splitting it. There we go. And a 2 dart pop. Wise to split it. And never looked like missing that double 14, didn't he? Great adjustment from one side of the board to the other. Knew exactly what he was going to do. Didn't have any doubts in his mind, which is the way to do it, isn't it? How often do you think I'll go for 18 or go for 20 and you end up hitting a 1? Or is that just me? The money in, money out tournament I got to the third round last night. I don't like to mention it. Steady 73 average in me 4-2 defeat against Lex Passhauser. A 13 darter and a 19 darter. Promise I'll only mention that a couple of times. But Lex spot on. We played in good spirit, and that's what it's all about, enjoying our darts. And you don't get many more relaxed players than Lex Passhauser, do you? Our JDC youngest ever world champion. It all happened so quick for Lex, didn't it? Winning the World Masters on the WDF, getting to the final of the World Open. Lost out to Mason Tees in that final. Mason was fantastic. And then, of course, at the Ali Pally, winning 5-1 against my good mate Daniel Stevenson. Oliver knows Daniels really well as also. Oliver plays out of Blythe Social Club for his Super League, and he's that is a very, very good team up there in Blythe. Northumberland County player. Along with Daniel Stevenson and Mark Stevenson. My old mate Jocker, who's featured in the Modus, and he's been playing the odd game lately as well. So closely fought third leg with Max holding the advantage. And you feel if he breaks here, a double break with the darts in leg 4, it could be curtains for Oliver, but hold a throw, get off the mark, and it's game on. We saw a lot of closely fought matches yesterday. Of course, Mitchell Lorry was outstanding on the stream board. 5-0 win over Ben Townley in one of the semi-finals. Ben missing a darts at the double early doors and didn't recover, did he? We had 300 plus averages yesterday. Archie Self, Jaden Walker averaging 103, Mitchell averaging over 100. He had 7-ton plus averages on the previous round of fixtures. 2 9s. Oh, 2 wires. Unbelievable, Jeff. As Max looks to twist the knife with 105. It's a brilliant first start. Goes for the 5. He wants tops for 3-0. And this will be a brilliant take, one, a timely take in the context of the match. Back comes a relieved Oliver Haffen. Classy operator going for a tricky double. Needs to move inside. Well, he pushed the second dart really hard, didn't he? And then took too much off with the third. A bit of scoreboard pressure, perhaps. And Max does get the third leg. The leg that Oliver should have won, but you've got to take your doubles out. And them 2 wires were really cruel for Oliver Werner. As we say, a bright, intelligent young man is Oliver. He's got a bright future in the game as he departs the JDC Advanced Tour. He's a player that I've said to him, let it come natural. Don't force it when you move into the senior game. Because he's certainly got the talent. And despite Max dropping below 70 average, well, not for long, was it? I've been very impressed with young Max as well. Following this game, I'll run you through the latest scores, results that have gone in so far. As we say, I'll keep you up to date as well with the Advanced Tour table. Oliver's down in 53rd on the tour, but we know that that's irrelevant because he's going to be aged out following this weekend. And Max is one of 5 Scots. He's currently in 5th of them 5 Scots, and he's 58th at the minute. But again, he'll be playing next year if he qualifies again through qualifying school or through whichever route is available. There'll be academy places, I'd imagine, or I'll try and get that. Again, it's a long way off January, isn't it? So I'll try and get the not so much the exact numbers, but the routes that the youngsters can take for anyone watching back home that fancies giving them routes a go. Academies, of course, building throughout. I know Jamie's been going to Canada, Ireland. I know Darren Barson and Josh have been over to America. And he wouldn't let us carry his suitcases. How rude. Only joking, lads. Two strapping men can carry their own cases, can't they? So, to get a well-deserved leg on board, go for 2 bulls, Oliver. So 56, a more manageable checkout. And it's a break a throw, so we'll have the darts in leg 5. If successful on the tops here. Calm as you like and a shake of the head as if to say, where was that earlier on? But he's off the mark and he has the throw in leg 5 as mentioned. Could we see the comeback kid? They breed them tough up in Blythe, Cramlington way. Resilient, and that's not just with the cold weather, everybody. Not quite the high altitude of Concert, but beautiful beaches and coastline up there. So are we seeing a comeback here? I think the door is certainly ajar. And Max is just trying to force a big score, isn't he? Instead of doing what's took him to a 3-0 advantage. He was brilliant, wasn't he, in them first 2 legs, and then was cool enough to take the 3rd leg, which should have went to Oliver. But a couple of messy scores has give Oliver a bit of breathing space. 75 plus these ahead. Better from Max. Keeps Oliver honest. He's on his toes, isn't he? So Oliver feeling like he'll probably need to hit a treble. Will he go the 18s or is that block on the 20? Seemed to have got over it, over the top quite easily, didn't he? There's a bit of a Richie Burnett follow through that, wasn't it? Finding the treble once again, so a real tight fifth leg, but what a first start, what that was, wasn't it? Back in business, and first to a checkout is Oliver, 109 after 18 darts. And remember, if he does hold his throw here, his opponent on 160 is a difficult task, so possibly 6 darts from here, but that's a brilliant second dart. He wants 216s. Gets it. Fantastic ton topper from Oliver Haffen, and 3-0 becomes 3-2. And a breaker throw here for Oliver, and he has the darts in that decider. But first things first, let's get this sixth leg won if you're Oliver, and Max has an opportunity, well, 2 opportunities, of course, to get the match won. Edge of your seat stuff here in Bristol in our opening match. And I was going to give you some scores after the game, but it's going on a bit longer, so I'll see what's going on, everybody. Of course, it's all on Darts Connect if you go to PDC Events and event JDC Advanced Tour 19, if you're not familiar with it. And the Girls Tour is also on that, just below that. For those using their devices for other things, I'll give you an update on a couple of scores right now. Alfie O'Brien 3-2 up against Elias van Brussel. Aaron de Rieder, the top Belgian player, is 2-1 up against Oscar Rumsey. Joe Westby needs a big run today, and he's 1-0 up against Alano Schneis of Belgium. Sox going for to tie his record of 4 Advanced Tour titles in a row. Remember, he won the last event on the previous weekend of fixtures, and he's won both events yesterday. Still 2 to go today. Could break his own record if he wins another 2. Mightily tough ask, though, but if anyone could do it, Sox can. 2-0 up against Vince Kennis of Belgium. Vince is currently at the bottom of the table, but well, what we've seen of him on the live stream, he's been a canny hand. Now, I was talking to Lex Passhauser at the start of the tour. I was asking him to mark me card on a few of the Belgians, and he said that Kennis was second on the order of merit to represent Belgium. So when you consider the Belgians that have been on display over the course of the 18 weeks, or 18 tours, shall we say, tournaments, to finish second, it shows that he can be a class actor on his day. Not to worry, Oliver, you've got time on your side. We'll be back with his opponent on 196. Unlucky there, with 2 good darts on the 19s. Doesn't make too many inroads, and we should be going to a deciding leg. Moves across, creates the angle. Gets a bit of a clear look at double 8, and he's got an even bigger look at double 4. He glances over to see what Max is on, and Max is on 155. That would have got the party started in here, wouldn't it? So edging closer to Oliver like he was in that third leg. So Oliver has to take care of his work to take us the distance. Lovely marker, just like the double 9s. How unlucky was that? Inside, and Oliver needs double 2 to take us the distance. I think he knew himself how unlucky that first dart was, and there's a bit of frustration that second dart, and I think the third one was too. Just not his day on the doubles, is it? But he will be back. Maybe he was thinking about not trying to block the bed on the 20, the way his darts lie, and he took his eye off the big single. So back comes Oliver for a marathon opening match here in Bristol. It's been an entertaining one, though, hasn't it? There we go. Double 2 lands. And forget about the 26 darts that were thrown. It's a winning leg, and it's a leg that keeps him alive in event number 19 on his final weekend on the tour. 3-all, lads. Best of luck to both of you. A tidy ton to get away. Back comes Max. Brilliant from Max. 180 from Max. Superb stuff from our Scott. Timely 180 in the first leg, and a timely one in the deciding leg as well. And if he was to reverse this from losing 3 legs on the spin, this would be really good for the confidence and also demonstrate his resilience. Because it's against the darts, remember. We've seen Oliver's resistance in fighting back to 3-all, but Max has just brushed that aside and said, I'm going to play my game. Not all the best matches are 95 to 110. We've got a gripping match here. We're both evenly matched on the averages at 65, 66. 3-all in the scoreline. Oliver's 100 behind, and you won't want that after you've hit a treble 20. Brilliant 2 trebles from Oliver Haffen. That is outstanding. Anyone's guess who's going to win this one. And that 2 treble visit may have flustered Max Young. The Rolls Royce action for the Geordie youngster. And as we say, I always look at the body language and the reactions on the face. And with Oliver, you don't know whether he's 3-0 up or 3-0 down, dear. He's just went about his work. And Max again was the same until he followed that 120 score. And I think it was just a bit of over-try, and that's all it was. But outstanding from both players. It's a shame only one progresses, but there's no draws like in the Junior Power League, is there? And that's naughty, Max. Frustration, of course, and we've all been there, but that's something that he has to eradicate out of his game moving forward. Single 7, 2 16s. As Oliver has a swig of his juice. It's thirsty work here in Bristol. Hydration is key as you look to go deep. 2 16s. And he's missed it. And Max eyeballs a juicy 80 checkout. He goes the Mervyn King route. He wants the bullseye. And again, a bit of board management could have given him a shot at a double rather than the bullseye there. And Haffen wants double 8 to set the juice loose. 2 8s. A deep breath. Composure. Took his eye off it a little bit there, didn't he? Just at the last second. But the bounce out creates a clear target on the board still. And that was awkward, that second dart, wasn't it? The lie. And drama here in Bristol to see who goes through to the second round. Aggressive at the 19s, which was key. And that was unlucky with the... He had scope with the bottom of the board there, didn't he? With the 3 for the double 8 and the 17. He knew that he'd hit that for the double 1, but rushed it slightly, didn't he? You say rushed it slightly, but if it had went in, it would have been a great rhythm. So it's all down to the individual, how they feel, isn't it? Is Oliver taking a bit too long? Of course he isn't. He's composing himself. He wants 2 4s. And again, that cruel wire. Brilliant adjustment. Oliver Haffen is through to the round of 32. What a comeback from 3-0 to 4-3. Max Young was brilliant in glimpses, and he will be back for the final event of the campaign, but it's Hafen who goes through. Congratulations to him. Stay with us, folks. We've got another round of 64 match that's coming up in a few minutes. Welcome back, folks. Bristol, Hangar 61, second match of round 64. After Oliver Hafen got the better of Max Young in the last leg decider, Reggie Woolard takes on Freddie Windmill. As we say, we'll keep you up to date. The movers and shakers as the top 32 will look to keep their tour card. Some will already know that they've kept it. Some will be looking over their shoulder, or if they've got the confidence to focus on the game and look to improve their position, which I'm sure they'll all want to do. But this should be a cracker. I've been impressed with Freddie Windmill, who's made a few latter stages. I haven't seen a lot of Reggie Woolard on the stream, so looking forward to watching him here, and he's off to a cracking start. Reggie Woolard's 23rd on the order of merit, so 17 points he's on, with Freddie Windmill sat on the button, 32 on the Order of Merit. But as we say, the class of Frederick Windmill, I'm sure we believe in his arm and believe in his ability to have a good run today at some point, or even both of them, to secure his tour card for next year. Yeah, looking at the list of players, neither are on that, so they will be back next year. We'll see the conclusion of the opening leg, and I'll run through the players that are going to be aged out, who are currently in the top 32, and then the ones who were outside. But 80 required for a break a throw early for Reggie. As we say, it's been an impressive campaign for both players. When you look at the strength and depth, like I say, there's players that are deep in the 50s and even down to the bottom in the 60s on the Order of Merit, and the pushing players that are a second and third. As Woolard takes a 20 dart break a throw, has the advantage of throw in leg number 2. Yeah, so the strength and depth, we look at last year, there was 32 and 31 on the Order of Merit, and they were going last leg deciders, or getting the better of players in the top 5 and top 10. Some players it's took a lot of time to adjust, not just to the new venue. I mean, what a venue it is here at Hangar 61. But everyone has their favourite venues, don't they? Whether that's Coventry or they've spring-heeled here at Bristol and struggled at Coventry, or it's the first year on the tour. But the majority of players that I've seen have really took a duck to water with the Advanced Tour that weren't on the tour last year. It's a brilliant response from Freddie Windmill, 221 after 6 darts. And the third dart followed the first dart there. Commentator's curse after back-to-back 2 treble visits. Down to a finish is Woolard. As in tennis, it's only a break of throw if you're able to hold your throw next, and Woolard has the advantage still, and that treble 19 won't do him any harm at all. Averaging 80 now, and Windmill's going to have to go some if he goes 2-0 down, isn't he? He's done very little wrong himself. He's averaging 70. Mitchell Lorry, our 10-time Advanced Tour champion, 4-0 win over Vince Kenness. Just inside on the double 10, so a long shot, but treble 18 go, so 74 remaining. Gets it, he wants 2 10s. Brilliant. Outstanding from Windmill. I thought it was in it, but then he looked a bit hesitant, didn't he? Outstanding dart. We've had a ton topper in our first match, and then we've just got one there. Standard of the Advanced Tour. I can't wait for next year already. But first things first, we've got events 19 and 20 as a guide you through the day. Brilliant darts from Woolard as we go and search for 3 breaks of throw consecutive. Good grouping as well from Freddie. He's some player, isn't he, Reggie Woolard? Making a mid-80s average look fairly comfortable and fairly easy, as if he can simmer along doing that all day. It's a day for Belgium so far. 4 Belgians through to the second round. Lex Passhauser, I warmed him up nicely last night, didn't I? A 4-3 win over Luke Cox. Lewis Cook is through, a 4-2 win over Ethan Howden. Ethan's down near the foot of the table, but like I say, so much experience can be taken from the Advanced Tour campaign that all players have had. Mitchell averaged 95, by the way, in his opening match, as he looks to equal his own personal record. Even the likes of Luke Littler having won 4 Advanced Tour titles in a row. So it shows you the effort and achievement that Mitchell's done, and he's looking to equal that here today. It's a day for the North East boys too, as Ridley Ladigus is through 4-2 win over Harry Childs. Robbie van der Steen is a 4-3 win over Corey Wiltshire. As Windmill Halsey's throw there. 2 breaks, 1 hold. Over to you, Reggie. A win for Reg the Ledge. Or Reg the Ledge, I was talking with his family yesterday, having a laugh. We'll stick with Reg the Ledge, yeah. An 80 average and a 4-1 win over Harley Glykos. It was impressive on the stream board yesterday. Impressive in defeat, but Harley's a quality operator as well. They all are, aren't they? You don't get your Advanced Tour card by being mediocre. You've got to have something special, and all of these boys and girls are fantastic, aren't they? And that brings you back to fantastic parenting, fantastic personal drive, and also a massive credit to sponsors and the academies that are going around, the people who give up the time for nothing, and the coaches. I said it's a bit like boxing, isn't it? A lot of the senior players like to give a lot back, as Freddie hits a 180, but will it be in vain because to tie level 210s? I fancied the last one, but overcooked it, and Freddie for a bit of daylight. From 1-0 down, could go 3-1 up, tops. Very unlucky. But Reggie back for a tricky double 5, or is he going to go 2 double 4? Decision time. The eye line says he's going for double 5. Well, I think that one was north of Coventry, that second out, wasn't it? Minor adjustment inside on the 10. Getting closer. Looks a decent marker. And that is a real hammer blow for Reggie Woolard, because the third dart as well, it's always a killer, that one, isn't it? But Reggie's had a chance to probably be 3-1 in front of himself. Nothing to separate them in the averages. Charlie Greensmith's back averaging in the 80s, a solid performer. Great campaign. He's had a 4-0 win over Alfie Moore. Talking to Alfie Flynn Rogers yesterday and over the course of the weekend, and he's hopeful to keep his tour card. He's in position at the minute to do so. And he's just lost to the informed Taylor James Harden. Playing really well at the minute is Harden. And no player in his 3 brothers haven't won a leg. 4-0 defeats. The 4 players that have got the bye are Ethan Baines, Jason Goosens, who we saw hammering a 167 checkout yesterday. As we say, the classy Belgians are really stepping up, aren't they? Jack Nangovis has also got a bye, and Addison Heffron has also got a bye. Leo Howard, impressive. He needs a big run today. 4-0 over Kyle Davison. Oh, that was a great attempt, wasn't it, from Reggie? Good thinking if he's was blocked on the first lie of the treble 20 to do it with such pace and fluency, but it was very close for the treble 16, wasn't he? Tops to reduce the arrears. 2 10s. It was a 4 to him last time. Will it be a friend? And again, did Oliver Haffen on them wires, didn't he? And this will hurt. Timing wise, it's been epic, hasn't it, for Freddie Windmill? Well, Reggie breathes a sigh of relief. He's still in event number 19 for now. 2 5s. A lot closer than what he was on the last leg. And that's a brilliant slide inside. Slide inside for the 5th leg. And he has the darts in leg 6. We're back on throw. He has got a break, obviously, in the last leg, but he's got to get there first. So it's all focus on leg 6. And Freddie has mismatched darts. It was a brilliant treble 18, wasn't it? He was very unlucky on the doubles. Fine margins, isn't it, between success and packing your bags and going home. I know both players won't be doing that, and I don't think Reggie will be if he keeps firing in 180s. But again, another really close, hard-fought match on the Advanced Tour. Super Sunday or Judgment Day. Reggie, we wanted a 9 darter. Did you not get the message? I'd be awfully grateful if someone could do it today. Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? These youngsters won't remember that film, will they? I had a reminder of me age and generation when Mitchell Lorry took his shirt off the other month. I says, all right, Peter Andre, and I got looked at by the young ones and as if to say, who's Peter Andre? And I said, baby girl, I say, tonight is your lucky night. Okay, enough of my singing. Back to the action. 118 going. When he returns, his opponent's way back. Freddie will be looking at the last leg with the darts, but Reggie, it's one of them, isn't it, where you can take your eye off the ball when you're that far ahead, as demonstrated with the one perhaps, but it shouldn't be too much damage unless Freddie can throw in a biggie. So again, he's got at least 6 darts from here. Tops. And he just hasn't got going on them tops and 10s, has he? That's been the difference in trailing the match so far, but he has outscored his opponent more often than not and gets it this time on double 10, finding his double 10 at the right time. We're going the distance, folks, for the 2nd game in a row. Best of luck, gentlemen. A place in the 2nd round awaits for one of yous. Seeing some snazzy dart shirts around the venue today, and I quite like Freddie Windmills as well. The impressive Jake Hobbs is 3-0 up against Quinn Sneebor of the Netherlands. Alfie Armitage 2-0 down against Callum Ryan. Just hasn't gone for Alfie this weekend, has it? But we know how quality he is. And the Ox is in action. Alfie Knox is 1-1 currently with Riley Pinhorn. Pinhorn was on the stream board yesterday and he was very good. So very little to separate them midway through the deciding leg. It's going to take a bit of magic, isn't it? Who's going to be the one to step up? Both players seemingly waiting for the other player to hit something. Who's going to take the match by the scruff of the neck here in this decider? Drifts it left. Will he stay there? I don't mean stay there in the treble 5, of course. I mean at the intended target of the treble 20. It was at an angle, wasn't it? But it was clearly there to be hit at from to stay there. And a brilliant 2 treble visit from Freddie. That was the bit of magic that we needed, the 2 treble visit. His opponent's on a manageable 113, so more match darts incoming, 2 10s. Overcooked it, didn't he? Was way off on that double 10. So 94 going. He'll be back, Freddie Wilmot, for double 5. We've had a few attempts at double 5 in this match, haven't we, from our players? And this to wrap things up. That looks a nice marker. Looks a handy guy, but that second one isn't. The third one was on the wire. We've had so many wires, haven't we, in our opening 2 matches? As Woolard gets a pop at the match as well. 2 4s required. From 3-1 down again to 4-3. He's bust his scoreline. More drama here in Bristol. Can't believe it, can he? And Frederick Windmill, eyeballs double 5, or is he going to go 2 double 4? Double 5. And he's missed the big single as well. Absolute carnage and drama here in Bristol. So much at stake. A place in the second round, but it's all points on the board, isn't it? To secure your 2 card. Autopilot required. A clear mind and not think about positions in the tour. Inside, so Reggie Woolard comes back for double 10, a double 10 that he secured in leg number 6. Will it be fruitful? And the all-important decider. He smiles, a relaxed smile. That'll relax him, you know. And he gets the double 10. Shame again that there has to be a loser. Freddie Windmill is a class act, as I mentioned, but it's Reggie Woolard who progresses to the second round. Stay with us, folks. Take a breather. Stretch your legs. And we'll have another round of 64 match. That'll be coming right up. Oh, actually, we've got a round of 32 because Addison has already had a bye. So it's a second round match. Stay with us. I'll be back in a moment. Back to the action, folks. Alfie O'Brien against Addison Hefferon. With our delayed start to the first stream board, we've only managed to get 2 last 64 matches in, and we're hot on the heels as a first of our second round for a place in the last 16. Both players are familiar with reaching the last 16, so I don't think they'll feel the pressure in that sense. And looking at the Advanced Tour table, we've got Alfie O'Brien, who's currently 25th. And Addison's having a great first year. He's 18th. A real terrier. I love his stage presence for a youngster. He's going to develop into a real talent, is Addison. And what I've loved about Alfie from a streaming perspective, not knowing him at all before coming into the Advanced Tour, his first year, I was talking to Taylor James Harden, and I'm sure Alfie O'Brien came through qualifying school when he showed us the list of qualifiers. He was up there near the top, and rightly so. What I've watched of him, he's very pleasing on the eye in terms of his ability, as seen and demonstrated with that 134 there, to be on 155 after 12 darts. This is going to be a real close fought encounter, just like our first 2 matches. Yeah, Alfie O'Brien, for me, what stood out over the course of the year has been his combination checkouts, and against the players that are above him in the league table, in a top 10, shall we say. And Alfie's timing on them 3-figure checkouts has been brilliant. He stood out in that department more than probably the majority of the tour, in my view. Unless he's just done that on this live stream board, perhaps. I don't know. But yeah, very impressive from Alfie. The young Welshman that's going to be going places as well. 20 dart, hold a throw, with Addison sat on 20. Secures the opening leg. And the pressure or determination is on Addison to hold his throw now. And a bit of a free pop at it for Alfie to go 2-0 in front with a break and with the throw on leg number 3. Really good to get that first leg on the board, isn't it? If you're in a best of 7, it's not a long format, but it does give you a little bit of time, doesn't it? When I was playing county darts there the other year, I think I was very pleased then when they made the B to a best of 7. Nice when you're in the A and you're playing that best of 7 when it was best of 5 for the B team, but when they made the B the best of 7, it just gives you that little bit more time, doesn't it? And of course, we love the vaults format as well, the best of 3s and best of 5s. Of course, we've got the JDC vaults finals coming up. We've got the European Championships coming up. And there's a small matter in August. I hope you can join us for that, myself and Chris Mason, because we're really, really looking forward to it. And that is, of course, the conclusion of the Advanced Tour, the Junior Power League for the boys. 40 matches to be played on that Saturday. 4 rounds of fixtures each. Great attempt at the double-double from Alfie. With 52 for a 20-dart holder throw of his own. Gets it. Brilliant adjustment. Accurate and aggressive on the double 16. Brilliant muscle memory. Brilliant confidence. Both averaging 77.53. Both identical averages until that visit, obviously. But this one is going to be tight, as I said. We've had 2 4-3s. And if the rest of the tournament and event 20 goes in that fashion, I might have to cancel my flight and book a one tomorrow. Notice the players when they mention whether it be at the World Championships or any TV event, basically, or European tour, and they have flights booked for certain times and days, and then when they go on a good run, they have to cancel it, but they say, I'm not bothered about cancelling it or changing it because I've made an extra 10 grand. Always softens the blow when you've earned a few extra pennies for the order of merit table. So not a treble there, but with a bit of an advantage here in leg number 3. Finds an important treble with the last start, does Alfie. First player through to the last 16 by Darts Connect. Jackie Boy. The East Kent hero. Jack Johnson, 4-1 over Taylor James Harden. I was talking to Taylor's dad as well. He says a bit of luck of the draw required and been unlucky on a few of the matches where he's been edged out 4-3. And you need a bit of luck, don't you, in these competitions or any event that you're going to go deep in or win. You generally find that you win an event where you've had a close shave at some point, and then you feel like your name's on the trophy. Alfie's recovered well to have 68, but it's under pressure here because 216s again. Strikes it for the second time. This time it's a ton topper. I said Addison Heffron was having a superb campaign. He's granite, isn't he? Outstanding darts from our youngster. And again, yeah, it was a bit of a disappointing first start into the 5, but the body language and the focus is there to be seen for Alfie O'Brien. I keep reiterating how good these youngsters are at responding from missed doubles or going behind in matches. And again, the stepping stones of the Foundation Tour and the academies, like you say, and getting on the Advanced Tour, this has all developed over the course of a few years and maybe longer. Not all players do what the likes of Lex Passau's has done and become world champion after 2 years. Macy Gibbons has only been playing a couple of years. Look how good Macy's done. Absolutely amazing. She beat Becca Allen yesterday in the final. Went the distance, but it was a 14 dart leg to win it. Averaged 82 in the Junior Power League on Friday night that me and Mace watched. Brilliant 180 from Alfie O'Brien. Pressurises the 57 into the 3, so 14 for tops. Double top to go one away from a place in the quarterfinals. The last 16 even. Getting carried away with Sal Carl. 2 10s for a level game. Just took his eye off that double 5, didn't he? He hoped rather than put it in. And Addison has been absolutely foot perfect apart from that first start at tops. The two double 16s have worked wonders, and double 10 is a massive friend to him too. Alfie unlucky with that 180 and then the treble 20 and missing the double 10, but as we say, it's fine margins and it's timing, and Addison is telling Alfie what time it is right now. More round of 32 matches results that are coming in. Lucas Milligan, Alfie O'Brien's Welsh counterpart. A 4-2 win over Robbie Van Steen. Leo Howard has beaten our opening match winner on the live stream board. Oliver Haffen has lost 4-0. He's got one more event before he departs the Advanced Tour. I mentioned Jackie Boy won 4-1 over Taylor Harden. 88 average for Charlie Greensmith. So that's 2 80 plus averages for him. He's been to a final before, he's been to semi-finals. Again, like Addison and Alfie, first year on the tour, and they're making it look like the duck to waters. Really solid darts on both, averaging 80 to Alfie's 73. But it's been the doubles, hasn't it? He's been ruthless as Addison. Can say good afternoon to everybody who's joining us. We started at 11 o'clock. We've had 3 matches. And we're now into the pressure cooker afternoon of Judgment Day in Bristol. The top 32. Can anyone have a blinder and have a shocker of the top England players? I don't think anyone in the top 4 will have a shocker. They've been absolutely brilliant, haven't they? But like, there's probably only 2 that could technically do something, and that's Archie Self and who's the other player? It was 5th. Oh, of course, Ben Townley. Ben Townley's the nearest, but he got to the semi-final yesterday. I think the top 4 will be hoping that they bump into Mitchell Laurie at some point. He's just winning everything in sight, isn't he? 3-2 in an important leg that was for Alfie. But Addison looking to see this one out on throw. Love his focus, love his confidence. When me and Chris Mason were discussing on Friday night about the youngsters and the likes of Owen Bryceland that has been playing the game from a young age and had to throw a bit of shoulder in it to get the dart up to the treble 20 and has continued to do that to a certain degree. But whether he's been watching us back or his games back and hearing us mention it, because he really has improved that. The shoulders less prominent, and I think that's benefited him, and it's really shown in his results because Owen Bryceland joined top of the JPL, a 12-year-old on his debut, is looking a real threat to win it. And you look at the likes of Jack Johnson. Well, I think he's had a little bit of a growth spurt, a bit like Jack Nankervis has had a growth spurt as well. And Mitchell Laurie just grows in stature by the day. Tops to wrap things up. I think that could be a handy guide. That's a better guide. And that is an unfortunate jerk. But will it be punished? This is the 3-figure combinations that I've been raving about. Alfie O'Brien. Is he going to demonstrate it here to take us the distance? We could have had our 3rd match that went the distance in a row. And Carl would need an oxygen mask going into our next match. Double 10 lands. He's been ruthless, as mentioned, on his doubles. 2 double 16s, 2 double 10s. Addison Heffron is going to be tough to stop because you feel he's got gears to go through. A 4-2 win over Alfie O'Brien. Stay with us, folks. We've got likely to be a round of 16 match. That'll be coming right up. Here we are back at Hangar 61 in Bristol. Judgment Day at the darts. A super duper Sunday at the darts. Where we wrap things up for yet another year on the Advanced Tour and the Girls Series. An unbelievable year it's been for everybody. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And it's now or never for some of our players if they want to be back on the tour guaranteed next year. Riley Pinholm takes on Callum Ryan, who's having a great run today. Riley was impressive yesterday on the tour, on the stream board. A lot of potential with Riley's game. Callum we've seen a few times. He's had some quality legs. He's had some nitty-gritty legs on doubles. Sit back and enjoy this one. A place in the last 16 awaits for one of them. Of course, my guesswork was completely wrong when I said we'd have a round of 16 match. We've got a bonus feature. We've got an extra round of 32 match, folks. As I say, I'll run you through the scores as they come in. Scores around the grounds, as Jeff Stelling would say. My fellow Hartlepool fan. There is more than two of us. Only just. There's another man and a dog. 50 required after 15 darts. A solid holder throw looms with his opponent on a non-checkout. But he's used up an extra dart to do that. And maybe he's with his opponent on a non-checkout. Was too relaxed. Not much inroads on that one neither. So Riley has time, but he wants to get it done here, doesn't he, at this visit? Not much adjustment at all. It was a great grouping. So Callum to nick this one. Long way back. So Riley, a third opportunity. He's turned a brilliant scoring leg into a real nitty-gritty leg. Brilliant adjustment though this time. Riley gets the leg. It goes to the rightful owner. It's Callum who throws first in leg number 2. Looking at the average for the season as I scroll down. When you've lost the opening leg, you don't want to be kicking off with 33. Callum had a good result early doors, I think. I'll look back at that once I see the season averages. Bear with us, folks. Yeah, Callum Ryan's averaging 71.85 for the campaign after 18 events. Riley is averaging Riley's averaging 67 for the campaign, which again, me and Mace were discussing last night, and it was one of the girls' matches, I think, and Chris was saying someone who doesn't play very often or criticises a 60 average, they want to go up and chuck a 60 average because it's straight darts, isn't it? But 71 for the season for Callum is a very solid, when you consider the amount of matches that are played. It's not just 18 matches. They've got through a few rounds, and there's a lot of matches to be being played over best of 7 legs. So fantastic, solid campaign it has been for Callum. And like I say, Riley's had a good campaign too, as they look to have a good run today to go into that top 32. Level game. Callum secures the leg at 24 darter. It matters not. It's ones apiece. And he's keeping tabs with Riley. Yeah, he seems to have got his focus and his attention more direct now, Callum. So I expect his average to soar a lot higher than 60. Could have another belter on our hands here in terms of edge of your seat stuff. Riley's currently 37th on the order of merit. Callum's down in 46th. So both of them have an opportunity with a good run today to get into that top 32. I mean, if they don't, for example, it's not the end of the world because I know that they're going to be at the forefront of the qualifying school. Like I say, they've got the base standards there, isn't it, for these players? So they're a bit like when players fall off the Pro Tour. There's so many opportunities out there now, isn't there, with the Challenge Tour and the Dev Tour if you're young enough, and of course you can play the WDF events if they choose to. A lot of them are doing the ADC stuff with massive money. It's with a vault, and the JDC vaults is really taken off since day dot, hasn't it? All the venues around our way in the northeast have been full. Some great work from a lot of time and effort that goes in around the country and around Europe. I know speaking to Kaya's mum on Friday night at the Junior Power League, and I couldn't speak highly enough of Neil Duff and the work that he's done over in Northern Ireland and what he does for the youngsters. Callum has a 2-1 lead. He's reversed this match around, hasn't he? And I said his average would go up. It's creeping up. It's the mid-60s now. Getting closer to his running total for the campaign. Riley be looking to break back and have the advantage of throwing two of the next three legs, or two of the last three legs. Lewis Cook's taking the opening leg in the round of 16 match against Lucas Milligan. Charlie Greensmith against Addison Hefferon has popcorn material written all over it. That's just to get into the quarterfinals. Wowza. Leo Howard against Jack Johnson. Leo's capable of pushing Jack Johnson close for sure. But again, Jack in that England position. Jaden Walker's been outstanding. Jackie Boy has been outstanding. So consistent, the pair of them, haven't they? Our inaugural Junior Power League players. Of course, Jack Johnson won the vaults and he was included in the JPL for the second year. I don't think it did Jaden Walker too much harm by missing out this year. Yes, he went for qualifying, but you know, sometimes things happen for a reason, and it's really brought him on the Advanced Tour, hasn't it? Just concentrating on the Saturday and Sunday, because we know what the likes of Jack Johnson and Jaden Walker have so many commitments now with exhibitions, and I know that the family members try and keep it limited. Brilliant from Callum. 3-1, three legs on the spin, one leg away from a place in the round of 16. Riley's got to respond now. If not, it's curtains for event number 19. And could be staring down eviction on the Advanced Tour with only one event to go. We know he's got the ability. He can certainly turn his match around, but he's got a run in him, hasn't he? You can see that by the eye. That he's got the ability. And Callum, after going 1-1, I just had a feeling that he would turn on the afterburners a bit. I said he'd up his average considerably from 60 where it was. Oh, that was a bounce out and a half, wasn't it? Shots fired, everybody, here at Hangar 61. Yeah, averaging just shy of his running total for the year on 71. Oh my God. We need body armour, hard hats, and safety boots, perhaps. The dangers of being a dart player. A tungstenite, a gladiator at the hockey. Brilliant 140 from Callum Ryan. He's first to a finish on 145, but Riley will be looking to leave things a lot handier than the 145. Brilliant adjustment. Superb 140. Riley digging in deep. 51 going, but this will raise the roof for Hanger. 61. Good fluency, but very unfortunate with the second and third dart. 2 16s. To remain in the game. Like the double 10 earlier, didn't have any adjustment at all, did it? Both of them were close, but they've got to go at this stage when you're 3-1 down. He's back though. Here comes Riley for 3-2. 2 16s. Shakes his head to say that was a mile away, and that affected his second and third dart. Oh, a brilliant first dart on the 13s, wasn't it? Has 2 match darts go astray, and Riley will be pleased to be back for a different double. 2 4s. Chasing around the board, but double 2 required. Gets the double 2. Fantastic clutch moment doubling from Riley Pinhorn. Remains in the match, 3-2. And if he breaks here, he's got the darts in the deciding leg. But as we say, first things first. Yeah, Callum would be just looking warning for an 18 darter in his head or something like that, because Riley's chucking 63 averages and it doesn't seem to be playing to the standard to get a 15 darter. So Callum doesn't have to over try and think that he's got to hit a 15 for his opponent to hit a 12. He's just got to throw solid straight darts or just throw 140s out. Brilliant darts from Callum. Averaging, as we say, now in the 70s. Mr. Carl has got something right for once. Of course, my winner waiting to happen. Mr. Carl has been quite good over the past few months. Jack Johnson, Jaden Walker, Owen Bryceland. Brilliant darts again from Callum as he goes in search of the match. His opponent's on a non-checkout. But that's, I said, that 18 darter or that 6-visit winning leg, and this could come within that sphere. Rightfully busts, and 157. Riley be wishing he kept closer order. It's a long shot. I do think Riley's got a lot of character. Yeah, I like his facial expressions. But there was the match. Callum Ryan trailed 1-0, but then put on the afterburners for 3-1. Riley reduced the arrears and looked like he was getting back into it, but Callum shuts the door in his face. A 4-2 victory, and he's into the round of 16. Stay with us, folks. I've got a feeling this time I could be right. A round of 16 match is coming right up. Middle for diddle, as they say. Quarter-final action here in Bristol, Hangar 61. The new home of junior darts. And what a platform for our youngsters and our superstars to express their ability and flex their muscles. Lewis Cook and Jackie Boy will be flexing their muscles right now. Two of the hottest prospects around and two of the biggest informed players, not just on the tour, but in the world right now. Lewis Cook was beaten in the final yesterday. Jack Johnson's had several finals, several semi-finals. Ultra consistent of both players. And I'd imagine it's a congratulations to both of them in getting their England A berth for Gibraltar. And that is a week I would love to cover, by the way. We've got a busy week in Gibraltar. The Luke Littler Legacy Trophy, won by Ryan Brandley the other year. A good friend from up northeast who was second on the Advanced Tour Order of Merit last year. Before a supercharge from Turgle, our Mongolian friend. Turgle was brilliant in the conclusion of that tour last year, wasn't he? But Ryan won 4 events. We won a development tour. So again, it's Lewis Eyeballs, 88. His opponent's on 150 and he's just checked that. But Jackie Boy is capable of taking out this 150. Oh, very unlucky with the second dart. That really sat up nicely from that first one, didn't it? Yeah, so as we say, the players that are going off tour, Lewis Cook being one of them, unlucky on his doubles and suddenly more than half his score as Jackie Boy, and he needs tops for an unlikely winning leg. Gets it with the first dart. You can't give Jack Johnson too many chances. Lewis knows that. He certainly won't beat himself up too much about it. We talk about temperaments as we look for a 180 from Jack Johnson. Jack will be happy with a 140 to back up that first start at tops winning leg. Superb from Lewis. The laser like. Says, anything you can do, pal, I can better. Well, I was talking about the improvement made the temperament side of things and the mental aspect of things and how it's helped Mitchell Laurie and Owen Bryceland over the last 12 months and the great work that Stuart Robinson's doing with Team 360. But Lewis Cook is another player that he's got great temperament, hasn't he? It was never bad, Lewis's, but he does have a fire, doesn't he? And I think if you take that away from him, you take away the Wayne Rooney in him, shall we say. But the response from missing that many doubles and he hits a 180 was prime example of what a great temperament Lewis has got. But these two are absolutely fantastic, aren't they? Sit back and enjoy this one, even though we're 2 legs deep. What a response. 2 breaks of throw. As we say, Jack Johnson was a 4-1 win over Taylor James Harden, who's in fantastic form. So that's an eye-catching scoreline there. Better scoreline was Lewis Cook, who beat former JDC world champion, 3rd on the order of merit last year, Lex Passhauser of Belgium. And I'll mention it again. I got 2 legs off Lex last night in the money in, money out tournament. Only a 13 data and a 19 data, but I don't like to talk about it, everybody. Second and last time I will mention it, I promise. Well, I don't promise. I can't promise that. It's like Tourette's. I haven't had form like that for a few months. Superb from Lewis. Hold a throw. The first hold a throw of the match looms. Jack's on a manageable 104, of course, and he will be back for the attempted 104. Will he go the treble 20 route? Or I think he's more of an up there, isn't he, rather than down for 16s. As a lefty, 18s and 20s is a better side of the board or better target area. But Lewis has a chance for the first hold of throw. A 6-visit winning leg, perhaps. But again, both outstanding efforts from both players, averaging in the 80s. Lewis has turned this one around. We said how good his temperament is. Missed so many darts in the first leg. But back comes Jack Johnson. Oh, Jackie boy. Lewis hit a 180 in the last leg. The JDC Vaults champion, Super 16 champion, responds. Big time player is Jackie boy. And I loved the fact when the Super 16, when I was talking to him, and they have the opportunity to play on the big stage at the Marshalls Arena, and him and Jaden, and he said, "Nah, I'm all right." He was happy to just go up there and throw his darts, and boy, did he throw them. If you get a chance to watch that back on YouTube, it's a match worth watching with two of our stars and two of our England A stars coming into Gibraltar in November. What a week that's going to be. Luke Legacy Trophy, isn't it? We've got the World Championship qualifiers, World Cup. Of course, all of the dates that are coming up in the calendar for the JDC, whether it be Foundation Tour, whether it be the European Championships or the Vaults or the Super 16s, they're all on the JDC website. Just go into calendar and you can scroll down each month and see what's coming up. For a level game, double tops is not kind to him this time, Jackie boy. Will he be back though? Because Lewis Cook is in the form to take out a 1-2-6. Really feeling it right now, isn't he? You talk about body languages and confidence, and Lewis is just not missing at the minute, is he? Jack's not missing that tops, is he? Closes the door on leg number 4. Lewis has the advantage in 2 of the next 3 legs if required. But both of the players are looking comfortable on their own throw now. Who will blink first? Our 2 Junior Power League stars. Both featured in our inaugural year, and they're back again in year number 2. Looking at the league table for that. We've got it at hand. Yeah, so the second year of the JPL, of course, if you're not watching that, why not? Because myself and Chris Mason in the commentary box. We've got Phil Seymour doing a fantastic job. Our markers, our chalkers, or our Darren Barson asking all the right questions to the players and to Chris Mason. It's just a brilliant setup from top to bottom. The production, John Molyneux doing a great job with the cameras and the spotting. The little multitasker is John. Oh, unlucky on tops for a ton topper. So Lewis will be back. The standard's great, isn't it? In the high 80s. Big double 5 coming in. Gets it. A fist pump from Lewis Cook. And the laser is one away from a place in the semi-final. The opening tournament of yesterday Lewis got to the final. He's beaten by Mitchell Lorry. Of course, everyone's getting beat at the minute off Mitchell Lorry, aren't they? But Lewis is playing absolutely amazing. Yeah, the second year of the Junior Power League, we've got Jack Johnson in 5th on 4 points, and we've got Lewis Cook, who's on 3 points, in 7th. And when you consider that both players Jack Johnson was able to look to set things up there, but sorry, it was Jackie Boy and Jaden Walker that missed out as 8 become 10. Lewis was just outside of the relegation zone, but how they both progressed from there, not just in the JPL, but the consistency of the tour have been granted, haven't they? For the match, 2 match starts gone, but shouldn't be too much damage unless Jackie Boy can go lights out with this 167. We saw Jason Goosens hit a 167 yesterday, but Lewis Cook punishes that long shot from Jack Johnson, and an 88.86 average sees Lewis Cook into the semi-finals. Jack Johnson, of course, Mr. Consistent, will be back for event 20. 4th in the table currently was Lewis Cook. And Jackie Boy in 5th shows how good they've done this year. England Stars coming up in November. We'll have a semi-final match that's coming right up, folks. Stay with us. Welcome back, folks. The first of two mouth-watering semi-finals here in Bristol. Two box office Junior Power League stars duking it out here at Hangar 61. The format is ramped up to a best of 9. Remember, the final is Pro Tour best of 11. So a little bit more time on the side, but a best of 9 legs featuring Owen Bryceland can be over in a matter of minutes. We're underway here in Bristol. Best of luck, gents. As we say, two quality operators, two cracking lads. Only one will prevail. Who will reach the final? The second semi-final lying in wait, of course. Lewis Cook, who we saw beat Jack Johnson by a 4-2 scoreline. He'll take on a young lad from north of the border called Mitchell Lorry. Has anyone heard of him? Wee Sox going for a title number 11 and 4 on the spin to equal his record. Will the layers of Lewis Cook prevent that from happening? Or will it be one of these two semi-finalists? Or is Mitchell going to rule the roost once again? We're about to find out. Sit back and enjoy this one. It's going to be a belter. Semi-final number 1. I'm looking through the list of winners, as I mentioned, that Mitchell Lorry has incredibly won 10 out of the 18 events. And looking at the list of other winners that I'm just working out, again, like I say, off the top of my head, I said Owen Bryceland was a winner waiting to happen, and he was absolutely box office when he won the other weekend, a month ago, was it? Kaya Basel was the first winner of the Advanced Tour of 2026. We thought the floodgates would open, but despite winning that first one, I'm pretty sure he hasn't won another one. But again, there's not been many more consistent than Kaya because he's had so many semi-finals, so many finals. You know, absolute quality player, isn't he? And he's getting better and better by the month. As is Owen Bryceland, of course. Me and Chris Mason on the Friday night have discussed the gears that he's gone through. Kaya, for a slow start it was for both players, and Owen's yet to get going. I guarantee without average of 49 won't be there for very long. Doing incredibly well on the Friday night on his debut with the JPL, as is Kaya. Owen Bryceland currently sat joint top of the table with Archie Self, who's behind him on leg difference, and Mitchell Lorry, who's ahead of him by 2 legs, both matching strides. 3 wins and 2 draws. The unbeaten Owen Bryceland on a Friday night at the darts. If you haven't watched it, please join us for finals weekend on the 22nd and 23rd of August. Put that dates in your diary, subscribe and like. We'll get some interaction going as well. Mason's a bit more technically minded than I am, so I'll leave that to Mace the Ace. However, if you've got any questions, please fire them my direction. Yeah, get them subscribe buttons hit so you a reminder for nearer the time as Kaya gets off with a 140 to back up his hold of throw. They say averages don't win trophies, and they certainly won't be thinking about that opening leg. Kaya will just be thinking it's a winning leg. And as we say, the improvement of temperament of the likes of Lewis Cook, the mental side of things, the Owen Bryceland has been very much top of my list, along with Mitchell Lorry, of the improvement in demeanour and temperament. It's improved the game to that percentage where they are even more the real deals. Of course, Owen only 12. and he's chucking 100+ averages for fun. This is a repeat of the Junior Power League Week 3. And as we say, a match that could be over in a matter of minutes, even in a best of 9. It was Owen Bryceland that won that head-to-head with a 5-1 scoreline. But again, our darting Supremos, they don't have to wait long, do they, to put things right? And whether it be Saturday on to Sunday, or whether it be finishing off today and then going to one of the vaults tomorrow night or Tuesday night, they don't have long to dwell on it, do they? It's not working for Owen at the minute, isn't it? And Kaya's just got to go about his work. I says how good he is with 3 darts in hand at securing it with the first dart, but a second dart will do nicely. The brilliant Burnley Arrowsmith is 2 to the good. Second semi-finals currently going on off the stream board, and that's currently locked horns at 1-1. Lewis Cook and Mitchell Lorry. That was a repeat of yesterday's final, of course, in which Mitchell Lorry wins 6-1. I think it was tight early, wasn't it? And Mitchell pulled away. I think he beat Kaya in the semi-final, but again, how consistent these 4 are that are in the Elite 4. And these are the matches that Kaya really responds to, doesn't he? You can see that extra focus and that extra determination. And I said I've been crossing off on me big calendar the dates and the days that are going by until Kaya makes his Modus debut. I think it's the 3rd of July. He's going to be brilliant that week. I can see it right now. I think the setting, everything will just work perfect for him. I think he's got a big week ahead of him. It's going to take a few years before Owen Bryceland features at the Modus due to the rules on gambling and Owen Bryceland being the slender age of 12. But when he is 16, I guarantee they'll be hot on the heels to sign him up. Off the mark is Bryceland, and that's more like it. A 14 dart holder throw. The computer's caught up. It's actually a breaker throw. The 14 dart is going to be head, Carlos. We said the 49 average wouldn't last long. It's crept up to 70, and before long, we'll be threatening and flirting with the 90s. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, does it, in terms of the score and power, even for the best that are on display here. I think we're so used to them throwing massive averages and 180s and 140s and 3-figure checkouts in a blink of an eye. Our youngsters are human. They're not robots. They're just amazing talents. And this match perfectly poised now with Bryceland back on throw. Says Kai's been very busy, hasn't he? Winning over in Canada. Beating Ben Townley, I think it was, in the final. He won the youth tournament over in Switzerland. Big tournament over in Zurich and reached the quarterfinals of the men's event. Of course, is still the record breaker as the youngest ever senior men's title winner at 15. I did stand corrected on that, and I was pleased that Kaya's dad brought it to my attention because Mitchell, I thought, had broke Kaya's record a few months later by winning the Welsh Open. However, the crack about that is Mitchell was the youngest Welsh Open champion. And that is 10 press-ups, young man. Missing the big single after hitting the treble. It's like hitting the bullseye and missing double 16. I do it all the time on 82. Yeah, so Mitchell's got the record for the youngest Welsh Open champion, but Kai still holds the record by winning the the Hungarian Classic back in April, I think it was, of last year. And at the time, his Advanced Tour form was struggling. He wasn't really feeling the Advanced Tour. But this year, he's come into it as one of the red-hot favourites for every event, hasn't he? And are we going to see an Owen Bryceland afterburn? Because from 2-0 down to 2-all, this match has a thrilling conclusion to it to see who will make the final. Bryceland's looking to bag a brace of Advanced Tour titles before he signs off and prepares for the Junior Power League finale. Kaya, as we say, will be very busy with his calendar. Gets massive support from his parents, gets massive support from his sponsors. Great friends with the likes of Ben Townley and Mitchell Lorry. So it's good when you go places and you've got close friends. Big rivals on the yockey, but away from that, really are. Oh, what a finish that is. 140 checkout. Owen Bryceland, afterburners, firmly on. 3 legs on the spin. 49 to 79 average in a blink of an eye. Almost a blink of an eye of that impressive 140 checkout. What was I doing at 12? Can't remember what I was doing yesterday, let alone when I was 12. So Kaya is feeling it now, isn't he? A trebleless visit and Owen really finding his range. We know Kaya's got the ability to respond. And he's also got the experience to know that if this leg's out of sight and Owen goes 4 legs on the spin and goes 4-2 up, 1 away from reaching the 5 by getting on the hill at 4, Kaya will have that experience to know that he's only got 1 breaker throw in the last 3 legs. And if he plays his darts, he could still win that one. Semi-final number 2 was concluded. And it's a similar result to yesterday's final. Wee Sox is in yet another final. Congratulations to him. And Owen Bryceland is 1 leg away from joining him, making it an all-Scottish affair. And a Jamie Ward Academy final. A derby to salivate over. And Jack Courtney back in Ireland will be licking his Rottweiler chops. Who let the dogs out? Ooh, 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 ooh. Can Kaya respond? Remember, it's only 1 breaker throw. He's got to hold his throw twice, though, against Owen Bryceland, who's 1-4 off the spin. It sounds easy talking about it behind my microphone, but believe me, as you can see from Owen's form, it is going to be a mammoth task. Kaya's a champion. He's a world master. He's a world championship finalist. He's an England international. He's had victories over Mitchell Lorry. He's had victories over Owen Bryceland, no doubt. But is today the day of Owen Bryceland. As you say, the top players play each other in so many latter stages of tournaments now that used to play each other. It's a very much like the Premier League with the top players in the PDC. It's like looking on flash scores at the head-to-head and scroll down more. The list is endless now for when you've got the likes of Phil Taylor playing Michael van Gerwen, for example, back in the day. Of course, form a few years back is irrelevant because it's all about current form, and the current form of Kaya Basel is very pleasing on the eye. Pulled the tops, but that was a great effort. Will it be punished for 5 in a row? And a 5-star performance from Owen Bryceland. What a turnaround in that match, averaging 49 in the opening 2 legs. He's turned on the afterburners, as mentioned, from 2-2 and an 83.87 final. Mitchell Laurie's won 5-1. Bryceland's won 5-2. Stand by for an epic final. It's coming right up, folks. Owen Bryceland against Mitchell Laurie. Welcome back, folks. Hot on the heels of an impressive Owen Bryceland recovery from 2-0 down, a 5-2 reversal, and it's the Renfrew Cumbernauld final. Sit back and enjoy this one. It's going to be box office. The Jamie Ward Academy Derby. Mitchell Lawrie going for an incredible 4 in a row to tie his record, with still one to come perhaps, and to break his record. Amazing achievement, and it's not over yet. And Bryceland's looking for a brace of JDC Advanced Tour titles. There's clearly going to be more to come from him down the years. 12-year-old folks, wowza. Alongside me, joining me, welcome Darren Barson, the CEO of the JDC. Darren, we're not used to your company on a Sunday. Friday night, and a very nice change to see you on a Sunday.
Thank you. Very kind of you. Yes. Well, it's lovely to get out. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, in my role, that's such a big thing now, isn't it? Junior darts in general. I can be at it 7 days a week. So some of the time is got to be a bit of family time. But generally speaking, we're on it every day of the week, and it's been a pleasure to be here today for the culmination of this extended event. You know, back in the day when Robbie Long says to me, "We have to go 64 players, and can we get an elite 64 players?" Well, I've just had a look at some of the averages in 50th place, and they're like 70 plus.
Yeah, it's incredible.
You know, you're watching this week in, week out, Carl. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's a real privilege to be down here and watching it from your own eyes, and hopefully bring to life to everyone back on YouTube and Facebook. Because players in the 60s and in the 50s can take the last leg deciders and nick wins against players in the top 10. The standard is that high, the strength and depth. But these two junior Power League stars locked horns at the top on a Friday night. And here we are in a race to 6. Mitchell Lawrie after his usual lightning start. Owen won't want to start the way he did in the semi-final. He lost the opening leg in week 1 of the Junior Power League on the Friday night, and then went 3-1 up before ending in a 4-all draw. So we know that Owen has the capabilities and the self-belief to win this one, but doing it against the JDC World Champion and the WDF Senior Men's #1 in the world is going to be a difficult task, isn't it?
Every game against Mitchell Lawrie, I assume, is going to be a task. I'm very fortunate to see these guys, the top, as you say, in the Junior Power League. I get the opportunity to watch them for one match only. So here, you get to watch them a lot more. I would assume Mitchell, being the fact that he's won the event now, is probably more relaxed today. Scotland winning as well overnight probably helps. But Owen, I mean, that first game on Friday night was frightening. Just frightening. At one point, we had 107 and 102 averages playing each other, and he's 12 or something. You know, it's just incredible.
Yeah, both players really like sort of the chemistry of the pace of the game. It was with Lewis, wasn't it, on the opening match? Yeah, and like I say, we don't all know how lightning as Mitchell fires in another 180, 94 average, 2-0 lead. But yeah, the chemistry of the two of them on Friday night, and it was the week before, the month before, I got a breather as Mitchell Lawrie was in the commentary box with Chris Mason for an Owen Bryceland match. And I literally had time to go to the toilet, turn around, and he'd won 5-0 against Archie Self.
Yeah.
So he's doing the business against the top stars, isn't he? Owen, and like I say, it is incredible to see he's doing it at 12.
Yeah, and he's been, you know, he I think he was 10 when he first sort of. We went to do a foundation tour event in Scotland. It was the first time I'd ever seen this young 10-year-old who we'd heard about, and he won one.
Yeah.
So it just, you know, it's this pedigree there, and he's trying to grow up. He's going to change a lot in the next couple of years, as we all do as we grow up. You know, and some will adapt quickly to that, and there are others that might take a few years, which is what we were trying to say on Friday. You know, the difference in the growth spurts of like Turgle and Mitchell and other. Every player is going to get it. It's just about how they manage that and how it affects their actual, you know, armory of throwing a dart.
Yeah, some are late bloomers in terms of in the mid to late teens, and some of them do it early, don't they? But like I say, it's fascinating to see how they changed the styles over the course of the years, and whether one's been as he gets off the mark there and reduces the arrears. Mitchell missing match, leg darts to go 3-0 in front, but the leg perhaps went to the rightful owner. But like I say, with me and Chris discussing about Owen Bryceland's shoulder, and I think with the adrenaline, it's more to the fore now. But we've noticed over the last few months, the last couple of weekends on the Friday night, that it's been less prominent. So maybe he's been taking that on board a little bit, but it's certainly helped, hasn't it? 100 plus averages.
He looked a different player, I have to say, on Friday. I don't know whether maybe some just prefer that one match scenario and they don't want to be going through the rounds. I don't know. Is it tiring because you've played more games? So when we get to watch them in finals like this now, completely different perhaps to the one-off JPL nights.
But when you think about it as well, there's a lot of travelling that goes involved in it on Friday, and these are coming from a long way up. I mean, I know Mitchell flies down, and Owen comes down in the car, so it's like I say, to have that preparation or very little preparation coming into the Friday. You get a few hours, don't you? But they handle it amazingly, don't they?
And this is why the JDC over the years is we have to reward that commitment, which is why we've always tried to push the boundaries a little bit on showcasing them, which is what the JPL event is, but also the streaming. We're one of the first to do that, and utilising the fact that we need to pay them well for the commitment that they're putting into these events.
Absolutely, and like I say, it's money that's going in the well-earned direction, isn't it? Is Owen misses the 112, but punished by Mitchell Lowry, 127, and a fist pump. Great sportsmanship between the pair, and a 3-1 advantage. That 2-leg gap has reappeared halfway to reaching 11 Advanced Tour titles out of 18. Incredible to think. Also, Darren, what have we got coming up? Have we got following the conclusion of the Advanced Tour? We've got
what isn't coming up, Carl? What isn't coming up? So a slight hiatus in the next couple of weeks, but then you've got to remember that we're watching these youngsters that are playing on the here, but there's thousands and thousands of children in the academy system. So we've got our Academy Nations Cup in Scotland this year. So that's in a few weeks. So that's being able to represent your country. Then phase 2 of the Foundation Tour coming up. That's another one, which will be starting in July. So that's another opportunity, because if people are wondering why you're doing 2 phases, just physically the numbers. At one event last time, I think it was maybe in the last Foundation Tour in phase 1, there was over 425 children playing that event in 4 separate locations, which means we'd need arenas to start coping with that. So the second phase, because we've got to think safety wise, we've got to be sensible. We can't have 300 children and 300 parents in a small, you've got to be sensible. So phase 2, that kicks in. We've also got the Girls Series Showdown at the Match Play in July, where we'll be doing, there's quite a lot of work coming up in July, and we should be announcing what we're doing at the World Match Play as the JDC on our socials in a couple of weeks' time. But at that point, the final Sunday, yes, the girls are going up there and they'll be showing how good they are just before, I think, the women's PDC World Final. So
yeah, I'm going to tie Jamie up and I'm going to come and hand the trophy out of that match, please.
Yeah.
But great opportunity for the girls. It was Paige Paul and Becca Allen last year, and great opportunity for them. And as we say, a great opportunity for our youngsters, like Jack Johnson's won the last 2 events at the Marshalls Arena and also the Morningside Arena in Leicester for the double in, double out tournament at the World Grand Prix. And like I say, the opportunity now to play on the big arenas, but when they do get there, they're right at home, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, when I was a youngster, if I was playing football, I would love to have walked out of Wembley or walked out even at, I don't know, Villa Park, Old Trafford, something like that. This was the sort of concept, really, was to first of all, let the PDC know what's coming, but education. So it's interviews, it's media, it's the stage appearance, and we've early days, it's particularly in London. Who would not want to go to the Alexandra Palace? Okay, is there 5,000 people watching? No. Would you want that kind of crowd watching the youngsters? Probably not. So it's about the players. It's not about the JDC ticking boxes to. So these lads that go and girls that go up on these stages, it's for them.
Brilliant bullseye by Owen there to stay in this game, because 5-1 was a hefty deficit, but he took the bullseye out. Fantastic. And the 180 also. Yeah, sorry, Darren, like I say, that was that is the fact that we've heard the cry as well. You've got school in the morning, but
yeah, they probably have. But I would argue that we try our best not to run events on Sundays at 10 o'clock at night. Obviously, this will be done and dusted by probably 4 p.m. Then the travel involved as well. But there are occasions where, I don't know, perhaps a Mitchell Lorry and a Luke Little, if they're playing late on a Sunday night, I'm sure they could probably get the morning off, couldn't they?
One thing with Mitchell Lorry, I mean, like say, we go back to times with the Lakeside where players were nervous. There's another maximum there for
Nice.
He's cooking, isn't he? He's cooking along nicely. But Mitchell Lorry, that's just to remain in the leg, because 9 darts, 122 is Mitchell Lorry-esque, isn't it? But as we say, Mitchell Lorry with a duck to water in terms of his Lakeside debut, and I've been down there for many a year watching players local to me, and not just seeing the nerves and the tension amongst them. But Mitchell was so relaxed in interviews, so relaxed in his games, and they had him on the last game pretty much every night. So it was, he wasn't on at 7 o'clock. He had to be fitted in the spot. And he just cracked on with it.
He's been well schooled. I mean, as far as we've done. I mean, I met Mitchell 2.5 years ago, whenever it was, maybe longer, around the foundation tour. Yeah. Completely different human being.
Yeah.
So with the guidance of the tournament directors on what you do and the interviews and and the media attention he's getting, walks into Alexandra Palace, and a bit like Luke himself, Luke Little, who'd won it, he'd played there 2 or 3 times before. So it's not alien to them. The stress is, obviously they want to win a world title, of course. But hopefully it's just that familiarity. So, for example, we don't just neglect them and say, right, oh, well done, you've got your final at the Alexandra Palace, and we leave them to the PDC. We're there with them.
Nurture,
so
just keeping an eye on them.
And the parents.
Up in the Cornwall, but like you say, just you're seeing the job through, and that's what I love about the JDC, the stepping stones, the opportunities, but it's also the mentoring and the way that you just look after them.
If you were at school and you were made a school team, your teacher would go with you, and then if you won an award, you'd probably get your teacher to go with you. So that's our sort of thought process, is that, okay, they've got parents, and nowadays they've got managers and all sorts. Is he
182
yeah, 20? Sorry, yeah, just leave that.
To wrap up event 19 with 1 tournament to go. For 4 on the spin, Mitchell Lorry gets 4 on the spin, ties his record. Congratulations to Wee Sox, and congratulations also to our runner-up Owen Bryceland. A 91.45 average for Owen, and he doesn't get close, does he? Mitchell Lorry, par score on 97.25. That's how good Mitchell Lorry is right now. It's 11 tournament wins out of 19. Wee Sox is on a charge, and he's going for the record. Will he get 5? We're about to find out. Stay with us, folks, because we've got a round of 64 match coming up literally in a couple of minutes. Thank you, Darren.
Thank you very much for having me. Thanks, mate.
I did say hot on the heels of that Mitchell Laurie 11th title was around a 64 match. And Robbie Long's just shouted Carl as a match on as I was finishing my conversation with Darren and Jamie. I do apologise, everybody. Welcome back. Event 20, the conclusion of the Advanced Tour. And sandwiched in between all that, we're going to have the girls' final again. I will update you on the order of merit, see who's close to regaining their tour cards, who's close to losing theirs, who's got an opportunity to break into it. We'll highlight a few players that we'll keep an eye on that's relevant, and we'll also look at the knockout stages of the girls. Will we see a repeat of Macy Gibbons and Becca Allen? Abby Etheridge has been very consistent. She's one of the informed players. It's Yasmin Rook-Havard's last event. I was talking to Yaz earlier on. She had chances and missed doubles, but after getting through the groups, very consistent Welsh starlet. And another Welsh star in Liam Cook, who's also had a canny tour. Jack Marshall was sat 33rd, I believe, coming into event 19. I think Liam Cook was a little bit further down. But Jack Marshall, over the last few weekends, has certainly made giant strides. We know he's a quality player. Top England prospect a few years back. Was a bit of a drifter last year on the tour. And he's finding his feet, but is he finding his feet at the right time? The players that are in the top 32 that are going to be aged out, shall we say, who are going to be after 17 on January the 1st. Archie Self, Lewis Cook, who reached the semi-final. Archie Self, of course, the former JDC #1. Ben Townley is going to be going on to senior darts. Oscar Saxton. Kyle Gilden. Charlie Greensmith. Alfie Armitage. Junior Howard. And then the players that are not in the top 32. Back comes Marshall then for a back-to-back break. 23 dart break a throw is enough to get us back on throw. Marshall thrown first. Both averaging identical 61.91. One leg all. And of course 501. Mirror, mirror on the wall. So this is a real close contest. Both will want to sign off with a run. Give you an update on the order of merit table, as I said. If I can find my phone after moving along for Darren, who kept us company. Great to have an insight into a lot of what's happening on the JDC behind the scenes. And again, how the JDC don't just reward players with a PDC big stage final, but how they put the arm around the young superstars and the parents and really look after them at these premier events. Two treble visit would have wrestled the throw away, but Jack Marshall has the advantage still. Just drifted left just on that first dart. Had to come away from the 20s. Great adjustment. That was Rob Cross-esque, wasn't it? Or Dennis Priestley-esque, depending on which generation you want to quote, the accuracy on the treble 18 cover shooting. Or Luke Littler-esque. So Marshall was on a 22 data, but made do with 23. He wants 2 little ducks here to take the lead for the first time. He could have to rely on misses, though, because Liam Cook has at least 1 dart, potentially. He's got 2 darts at it. Tops, in the blink of an eye. What a finish that was from Liam Cook. Once that first one went in, he didn't hesitate, did he? It just followed in, nestled in right alongside it. And you can tell he's done that many, many times in practice. So the early scores as well of event 20 that we'll cover, I promise you. I mentioned the players that are not in the top 32 that are going to be, we're going to be seeing Tara to, unfortunately. Oliver Haffen, I mentioned on the live stream, the very first match of the day. Corey Wiltshire, the local Bristolian. I'd be ashamed to see Corey go. His mum and dad are superb. I'm sure they'll still be popping along at times to say hiya. Corey's finding a bit of form at the minute now. It's a shame to be finding it just in the final weekend or two, but like I say, great kid and loves his darts. So he'll use the experience of the Advanced Tour, like Oliver Haffen and co, into senior darts. Craig Devlin's going to be making way. Leo Howard as well. Jack Courtney. Luke Cox and Caden Morris are the players that are outside the top 32 that are going to be making way. But as mentioned, it's the top 32. You've got to be in the top 32 because you can't rely on the 8 players that are in the top 32 at the minute that are going to be going off and being in the top 40, for example. You've got to be in the top 32. They're going to be giving more spaces out to the academies, to the qualifying school. Healthy 3-1 lead, a 19 dart, hold a throw. It was a break a throw early. Jack Marshall responded, and then it's been 2 legs on the spin for Liam Cook. In the background, you can hear Rob Long calling out the girls. They'll be in the knockout phase now. As I say, we'll catch up with that and give you a quick rundown who's in the last 16 or the quarterfinals. But a leg that Marshall must win. Or it could be the end of his tour card. Just getting the updated table now to see where he lies in that. It's been updated at the minute, so might not have that at hand for another. Oh, hold on a second. We have life. Yeah, Liam Cook in 23rd and 3-1 up. I think his tour card's safe. Jack Marshall in 36th. Needs a turnaround of fortune, you feel here. And with Cook, who's averaging a whisker shy of 70. Is wired a double for the match. To remain in the Advanced Tour, you feel. Has the talent, of course, to win back at some stage, whichever qualifying route he takes. But Cook, you feel he's got to take this. I don't think Jack Marshall will miss this time round. So we could have drama in our early stages of event 20. The drama is that he's hit the wrong treble. A single 9 for double 8 sounds easy, doesn't it? But when you're under pressure 3-1 down and you're facing exit to your Advanced Tour campaign, and possibly your tour card, that target area becomes a lot smaller. More missed darts, so Liam Cook unexpectedly will be back for double four. There it goes, the second dart. Not a marker, but not a worry as Liam Cook reaches the round of 32. His tour card secure, and he's going to take a bit of beating. If he finds his feet is consistent throughout the match, he can certainly average in the mid-80s and threaten anybody. It's Cook who advances. Stay with us, folks. We've got a round of 64 match, a second one of event 20 coming right up. Back to the action, folks, here in Bristol. Hangar 61 and a revisit for Frederick Windmill. Our first look of the weekend for Vince Kenneth of Belgium. The Belgians are in a bit of a hot streak, aren't they? They're winning a few matches, they're getting through some rounds. Jason Goossens was very pleasing on the eye yesterday. Lex Passhaus is a bully and beat us 4-2 in their money in, money out tournament last night. Pushed them all away though with a 13 and 19 data. Don't like talking about that though. 13 datas. Rolling back the years, Carlos. Yeah, but Lex is brilliant, isn't he? Our former JDC world champion. Vince Kenneth is at the bottom of the pile in terms of the order of merit, but as Darren discussed with us when Robbie was asking about going from 32 to 64 players and will it work, and when Darren's had a look at the averages there and sees the players averaging in the late 40s, early 50s, averaging over 70, and the players that near the bottom averaging very good as well, I think it was the right decision to go from 32 to 64. Just means that I'm a lot busier and keeps me out of trouble. And I talk about the sport that we're all passionate about. And these kids are amazing, aren't they? Be sad to see some of them go, whether it be through age or through the missing the cut-off point. Some real characters and some real good family network support that work tirelessly to get their youngsters everywhere where they need to be. The commitment that goes in from the parents is amazing, isn't it? 20 dart holder throw from Frederick Windmill. Played Reggie Woolard, remember, earlier on in the day. Sat 34th on the order of merit, so he needs to get through a couple of rounds. Just double checking, actually. Yeah, Frederick Windmill's not on my list that I mentioned 5 minutes ago. See, I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago, let alone what I was 12 when I was talking about Owen Bryceland. Yeah, so Frederick Windmill at 34 shows the standard of the Advanced Tour because he's had runs to the quarterfinals, semi-finals. Just shows you what you've got to do to be within that top 32. Real heavy scorer when he's on his Frederick. Did say I'd update you what's going on around the board, shall we say. So the round of 64, Lex Passhauser, Jake Hobbs, Alfie Cook and Caleb Gascoigne. The players that have whitewashed no player and got a bye. Aaron de Rieder beat Quinn Sneebor of the Netherlands 4-0. Corey Wilshire beat Elias van Brussel 4-1. Alfie Armitage got a much needed win this weekend. 4-3 against Ethan Baines. Riley Pinholm, a 4-2 win over Kyle Davis, and Toby Clemens 4-0 over Max Young, who we saw earlier on. Keeping the Northeast flag flying high up in the sky. As the Red and White Army sing. Apologies to all you Newcastle fans out there. I'm a blue and white Hartlepool United. So I like to see Sunderland and Newcastle do well. That's allowed. Come on, that's got to be allowed if you're a Hartlepool fan. If I was a Newcastle or a Sunderland fan, absolutely not. Well, the same for any local club. You get me example, don't you? Brilliant take from Vince Kenneth. Back to the action. How many times have we looked up and seen everyone pretty much have identical averages? Yes, we're only 2 legs in, but both of them averaging 67 there, with about a 0.3 pop difference. But we've had 3 or 4 that after a couple of legs have averaged exactly the same. So for Kenneth, it's the experience he's got from the tour. And looking at his body language and his composure and his action, bit of a frustrated push on the last start there into the one, but you know, his mentality is clear that he's confident as Windmill rattles in a 180 just to dint that thought process and confidence. Well, we thought that, but Kenneth nearly replied with one of his own. Brilliant first start, wasn't it? But it's Windmill who has the advantage to retake the lead. He's 123 up plus these. Huge advantage now as he looks to retake the lead on throw and halfway to victory. Vince is really firing in with his first start, isn't he? He's finding it lovely. So no real drama done despite his frustration. 35 when he returns. But a 140 will do nicely here, wouldn't it? Wrong treble, Vince. Wrong treble. 35 going. Double 9. And he's just wiping his feet quite considerably in leg number 3 here. And Vince will be wishing he kept closer order in terms of the scoreline. Again, a drifter. But averaging just shy of 70. Vince is throwing some good darts, isn't he? Treble a visit, but Windmill does get over the winning line in leg number 3. Holds a 2-1 advantage. He's got a free pop at the Kenneth throw here. Because if he breaks, he knows he's going to be thrown for the match. Yeah, you feel 3-1 down for Kenneth, and with the advantage of throw going to Windmill in the next leg, this is a crucial leg for the Belgian. Windmill, if he loses the leg, goes 2-all, but he knows he's got the advantage of throw in 2 of the next 3 legs. Kenneth's averaging 55.8 for the campaign after 19 tournaments, shall we say. Windmill's averaging 70.84 at 41st on the average table. So that trebleless visit there gives Kenneth the opportunity still. Well, comes up dry himself on the trebles. So Windmill will be looking for at least a 2 treble visit here. But he's got to get 1 if he's going to try and wrestle the advantage of throw away. So not on a finish, but he's going to be on a lot handier one than 164. Sorry, we haven't seen a 164 this weekend, have we? We've had a big fish from Jaden Walker, which blink and you miss it literally. 167 from Goosens. So tops missed and Kenneth has an opportunity. Can he keep them straight? That's great, that first start. I love it. If you're going to miss the treble 19, hit the treble 7. Some people might call it lucky. But Phil Taylor once said, the more I practice, the luckier I get. True story. So again, it's 3-1. That windmill holds the advantage, averaging 70.39. But more importantly, he's got a couple of advantages of throw. This is one of 3 opportunities to get over the winning line if you're in the windmill camp. I did say I'd run you through what's happening around the grounds. Starting with the girls. Caprice Higston is 2-1 up against Beth Stones. Yasmin Rukhavad is 2-all against fellow Welsh girl Celine Saunders, sorry. So again, looking like he has the advantage, but back comes Winwell with a ton. Sharp shooting there from Windmill. 2 treble visit. Superb treble 19 cover shooting. He's on 59 after 18 darts. You feel he just needs 7 visit leg to win that leg. Because Kennis is not performing on the scoring department as well as what he needs to require less than that. So double 10 just about gets the single 5. He wants double 10 for the match. Wonderful from Windmill. A shake of the hand. Not overly impressed with himself, but it's a workmanlike performance with 68.63 average. A 4-1 win over the Belgian Vince Kennis. Best of luck to Vince in his exploits to either get back on the tour or what he decides to do next. But it's Windmill who still harbours hopes of retaining his tour card. 34th, we said, in the order of merit. That win won't do him any harm at all as he looks to stay in the top, as he looks to gate crash the top 32. Stay with us, folks. We're likely to have a round of 32 match that's coming up in a minute. Into the second round we go, folks. What is the conclusion of Judgment Day? England air spaces. Slots have been eaten up and cemented by the consistent four. Congratulations to Jaden Walker, Kai Basel, Jack Johnson, and Lewis Cook. Four-pronged attack, that's going to be hard to stop. Talking to Darren Barson, we're saying Scotland's going to be very strong as well. Obviously, with our two finalists of Event 19 on display. We've not seen young Rossi, have we? But I've seen him on the business end of a lot of the big tournaments around the country and around Europe. So Team Scotland is inevitably going to be strong. Watch out for Mongolia as well. Turgle will be in town over in Gibraltar. We've had a second Mongolian on our tour this year. For the opening leg, Toby Clemens secures that opening leg. A confident 16 dart holder throw. And Alfie Armitage, like I say, has been performing very well of late. Playing with a lot of confidence, doing a lot of mileage, a lot of air miles. We'll be singing on the stands of Accrington Stanley. Alfie Armitage, Armitage, Alfie Armitage. But he's going to have to be ultra consistent because Toby Clemens looks in no mood to be wasting this opportunity of the last tournament of the campaign. And as for Alfie, I think he performs better when he's pushed. As we see, he's got a very relaxed, fluent motion. His trajectory hand goes quite a long way back, doesn't it? As does Toby's. How each individual player uses their coordination as a guide. The follow-through is always there for each player, but it's fascinating, isn't it, with darts, how everyone likes a different setup, whether it be width of the barrel or width of... Everyone seems to be going Luke Littler mad with the points now, don't they? Because I see Luke Littler chucking crazy averages and winning world title after world title, but it's trial and error, isn't it? And whether it be at a young age or if you've been playing the game 30 years, you're still always looking to find something that suits you better or try to eke that little bit of extra out of yourself, aren't you? Which reminds us, I've got to negotiate a deal with Robbie Long because Jackson borrowed his darts last night and I thought I played quite well. I don't like talking about it, but I got a 13 darter against Lex Passauer. Right, enough of that. That's 3 times now. I won't mention it again. People at home be thinking, God, 13 darter, get over it, man. I'm only messing. So Toby Clemens has the darts as he looks to regain the lead. Armitage is on the charge. He's back in this one at 1-1. Alfie's currently at 31st on the tour. But with the asterisk next to his name, was one of the players that Jamie Cooper handed to us that will be leaving the tour, unfortunately. Age catches up with everyone, doesn't it? Sweet 16's no longer. Will be 17 after before January the 1st. Was just about standing on parade in basic training around about that age. $16 3/4, the youngest you could join. The Memphis Belle Bazenborn. Great take from Toby Clemens. This has been a solid performance from both players, hasn't it? Toby looks slick, doesn't he? Said he's had a good year. Just looking where he stands currently in the order of merit after 19 events. Yeah, just there he is there, 24th, and you look at his average. Again, you can go on too much about averages, but he can operate at this level 24/7, and he's 24th on the order of merit in the Advanced Tour table. The strength and depth, the quality of our youngsters. Won't be long before we have our girls' final, folks, as well. Let's see how that's getting on. As with the midway point of leg 4, you feel, again, timing-wise, it's a leg that Alfie Armitage needs to win. Talk about family support and regular chats with Alfie's mum. Passionate about the game and passionate about Alfie and all of the youngsters that live around in the region. Everyone supports each other, don't they? Even as far as don't have to be in the same region. Oliver Halfan was saying who he's travelled down with from my region, who we saw feature on our very first match at 11 o'clock this morning. And to break the journey up, his dad drove him down on the last weekend to Kaya Basils and travelled from Burnley with the Basils. So it's a team effort between everybody, isn't it? And everyone doing each other favours when possible. Tops taken out, breathing space, 3-1 and throwing for a place in the last 16. It's been quality from Clemens, hasn't it? His finishing has been really, really ruthless. His cover shooting there, timing-wise, a 3-1 up, says Alfie Armitage, you have to throw a 15 darter if you're going to beat us. And what a response from Alfie. Really impressed with a Lancashire youngster. As with Toby as well. Look forward to seeing them about at various tournaments around the country when they step up to senior level. Of course, a lot of them are doing that now with the ADC, and a lot of them are giving the Dev Tour a go. And do you know what it is? They're not out the depth, are they? We had Ryan Branley win one. We've had Lewis Cook reaching the semi-final. We've had Archie Self winning a Modus and winning a ADC event with 300 people in at Bradmore Farm. The same for Lewis Cook. We've had Kaya winning over in Torremolinos. So this has to go, you feel. It's a lovely marker, that. Was really aggressive with it and went for it. He was very unlucky with the first 2 darts, but 60 to wrap things up. I think my heart's just stopped. Tops for 4-1. Well, certainly avoided it being a blocker, but he had a clear target at double 10 and took it out. 80.6 average. Impressive stuff from Toby Clemens. Alfie Armitage, it's been a pleasure. You're a gentleman and a squire. Best of luck for your future. Toby Clemens into the round of 16. Stay with us, folks. We've got another round of 32 match, or if not, we'll be into the round of 16. It won't be long, folks. Stay with us. Warm handshake between the pair, Archie Self and Leo Howard. Very familiar with each other. Good marrows. Know each other's game inside out. This should be a really upbeat round of 32 match. The banging form Archie Self against Leo Howard, who is a star performer on his day, more than capable of putting in a deep run. He's going to be off the tour at the end of the year due to his age. He's getting on. He's going to be 17 before January the 1st. Archie's also going on to senior darts. And he's leaving quite an impression behind him, is Archie, isn't he? 2 years ago, won the Advanced Tour title ahead of Jack Nankervis, his England international counterpart. Won about 3 events, I think it was, last year. And he had glimpses of brilliance, wasn't he? But this year, he's really ramped it up. He'd have won a lot more if it wasn't for Mitchell Laurie's level of form. But Archie is playing absolutely tremendous darts right now. Confident darts. He had 120 average at Bradmore Farm at the ADC when I was down there a few months ago. That was on the back of a semi-final run at the Modus. What a finish. Takes the opening leg of 15 darter. He's off the mark. And then obviously he's gone and done better than that. Went through the field pretty much on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday. A bit like now you can see his confidence and he doesn't feel like he can miss, or he feels like every visit is going to be a big 2 treble visit or a checkout. He's just got that way to throw really, really well, hasn't he? A bit like Lewis Cook. Just doesn't look or feel like he's going to miss. Yeah, the Pompey chime will be ringing elsewhere, unfortunately, for Leo Howard. He's represented England here, I think, in Grand Prix level, perhaps. One of the tournaments it was recently. I can remember what Joe Wheeler put on. And speaking of the Wheelers, Lola Wheeler's in action. I said I'd update you on the girls' event. We're at the semi-final stage, and we've got 2 belters. We're only going to feature the final, of course, but Macy Gibbons, of course, who was looking for an unblemished record in the girls' series. 3-0 in her quarter-final. A win over Ella Hannaford it was, yeah, 3-0. It's a big result, that. Becca Allen is in the other half of the draw. Who's obviously the 2 of them are ahead of the game at the minute, but Lola Wheeler and Abby Edridge, as Archie Self doubles his advantage. This game could be over rather rapid. Yeah, Abby Edridge has been to a couple of finals and she's made massive improvements and strides in her game. Very confident young girl. A lot to like about her. Lola Wheeler has been amazing. Me and Chris Mason's been going on about how her development's been very eye-catching. Not just on the Friday night, but generally ultra consistent. Both Wheelers qualified for the World Masters, but unfortunately the trip across the Atlantic to the Rio in Las Vegas is not possible for a lot of people, isn't it? As we say, the cost, the expense of just the year in general in the UK and around Europe is bad enough, but to have a tournament in Las Vegas. I mean, I'd love to go myself, but unfortunately, I don't fit into the youth category. Despite my boyish good looks. That's what I'm told anyway. Modesty's my best asset. Yes, this is impressive stuff from Archie Self. Averaging 90 and making it look easy. So it's Becca Allen against Lola Wheeler. It's Macy Gibbons against Abby Edridge. And it's also 3-0 to Archie Self. Brilliant darts from Archie. Box office stuff. Really enjoying his darts right now, isn't he? Playing with that smirk and smile. Cheekiness. And I remember on the very first interview when the JPL started up in Coventry last year, and asked what he thought about the JPL, basically the Premier League of the under 17s. And Archie said, a couple of years' time, I want to be on the real Premier League. And a few people might have scoffed, but he's heading in the direction of being a tour card holder waiting to happen. And then you never know, isn't it? You've got to obviously find your feet, but some people hit the ground running. And if anyone can hit the ground running on a pro tour, Archie Self, Mitchell Lorry, Lewis Cook, there's three off the top of my head there that have got every chance of hitting the ground running when they get the tour card. If it's this year or next year, it will happen. And if it doesn't, well, we've got Mitchell Lorry for another year in the Advanced Tour, I hope. I'll be hypnotising Fraser and putting words into his mouth, saying another year, but hopefully he'll get his tour card. 60 to get off the mark for Leo Howard. That would have commenced the Mexican wave at Fratton Park. So to tidy things up in a leg. Is that not in? How close was that, Leo? 25 going for a whitewash. And he's not in the mood to offer gifts and second chances. As I expected, the 25 is taken out. 2 darts or 3, it matters not. It's an 85.89 average and a 4-0 victory for one of the top lefties around in the world. Archie Self is into the round of 16. He's going to be hard to stop, isn't he? Stay with us, folks. We've got a round of 16 match coming right up.